Asadone 150, and this time I'm going to do on my top 15 Nintendo 3DS games not by Nintendo. So first I've got a dishonorable mention, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival. And it's a dishonorable mention because these screenshots are showing the back are really bad out there. Because if you want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This is probably, if you've got handheld, it's the best way to do it. It's got the best tutorial modes of all Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, and here's the problem. They removed a lot of content from this game from the previous ones on the DS. It's also, of course, being 2 years old, it's also out of date, but I can't really blame the game for that. If you want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This might be a good one, but if you're a fan of the series, you might be disappointed because they basically nuked the entire thing. Well, over like 50% of single player mode was removed from this version because they just couldn't be bothered translating it into English. It's disappointing, to be honest. It's decent. The mechanics of the game are fine, though, I must say. That's why it's a dishonourable mention. Right, so on to the proper ones now. On to number 1. One Piece Unlimited World Red, and this one's, you see the cover's there, there's madness on that cover. Got a dragon, a beetle, a robot, a skeleton, and is it a skeleton on the cover? I don't know. Probably is. Yeah. So yeah, this is an action game. You just run around and you can just beat people up, and lots of other things to do, like you can hunt lots and lots of items to collect. You can go fishing in the game and bug hunting. And this is a game is an original story, so you don't have to have watched the TV show or the comics or that to understand what's going on in it, because it's an original story. Quite a lot of playable characters in the game, quite a lot of modes and content. This one might be one of the toughest to find in this video if you're going to look for it. It's available on other systems, mind you, but the 3DS version is the original version of this game. Yeah, it's a good game, and not many people seem to talk about it, to be honest. It's the best One Piece game on the 3DS by far. I don't think I noticed there's bizarrely no 3D effects in this game. I don't know why, but weird. Right, so next one. These are action games we're on to at the moment, if you can't guess. What's this called again? I can't remember. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. This was the last Kingdom Hearts game released, which was in 2012, was it? Yeah. 4 years later, we still got a new Kingdom Hearts game. So slow that series out there. Yeah, this is. Yeah, if you played any of the other Kingdom Hearts games, this game is very similar. I guess there's one difference when this one is you don't have Mickey and Donald following you in this one. Instead, you've got these. Yeah, it comes with these Pokemon-like things. They're enemies in the game, but you can capture and train them like a virtual pet. I think you have 2 of them on your walking around run, so basically just behave like Mickey and Donald, but yeah. Good game, should last you fairly long. There's one thing that's kind of annoying about this game, and well, it's a pretty stupid mechanic to be honest. It's got this weird time limit thing, so you're on a time limit with the character, and once the time limit runs out, you swap to the other character. This also this can affect even when you're in boss fights. So if you're in the middle of fighting a boss and the timer runs out, yeah, then you have to swap back in and fight the boss entirely all over again because it's held for return. It's probably the most stupidest mechanic in the game, but if you get around that, it's a decent game. I'm guessing that one might be a bit more expensive than some ones on this list, but I don't know. Yeah, a very early game on the 3DS. This one, Shinobi. This was the last time Sega tried to reboot the series, and they've altered this one a little bit from the previous ones. I mean, you've got like you have a combo system now. If you kill enemies without getting hit, you get more combos of points up, which is new. Also goes back to the roots of the original series of being pretty difficult. On a note, if you play anything above easy, you'll guess this game can be very tough. I actually not played that much of it, but I know it's a good game still. It's also one of the games that's bizarrely really cheap. I mean, you get this easily under £5 used these days. Now we're on to music games. Now this one could be debatable as a music game, but that's Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. This one's an oddity, to say the least. I mean, it's not what you'd think this one is. Yes, it's a music game. It's like a music game crossed with what's that thing? WarioWare. But it's also got like puzzle segments, so this is like a music game crossed with Professor Layton. It's a strange mixture, I know, but that's what it is. Apparently this game's quite rare in America for some reason, but it doesn't seem to go for that much in the UK still. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but it didn't when I got it. If you could find a copy of it. It's a good game. This is the only way you can actually play it anymore. It did have an iPhone version, but you guessed it, it doesn't work anymore, or you can't purchase it, so this is the only way you can play it anymore. If you like music games and like Professor Layton and stuff, you probably like that. And another music game, this is definitely the best music game on the system by far, and that's Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. Now this game has an insane amount of content, and it's not actually that expensive to buy used anymore. You can see it actually looks like a Final Fantasy game in the battle system, but you've got some movie cutscenes and an RPG at leveling up system. Yeah, this game has a lot of modes. Yeah, it's like an RPG like quest mode where you level up and items, and all the battles are music tracks in the game. You've got an online versus mode, and mode where you can play against the AI. That's not actually an exaggeration, there is over 221 songs in this game, and that's not including paid DLC. That's just in the cartridge itself, so this game has an insane, it will take you insane at that time to even play all the songs on it. And the size of them vary from about a minute long to about a few minutes of each, so yeah, lots of course all the music's from Final Fantasy games. Yeah, this is really one of the best music games you can get on. This is definitely the best music game you get on the system. I mean, there's so much content in this. I mean, even if lots of different modes to play through and all that. Great game. I'd really highly recommend this one. Alright, next up, fighting games. Now, I can't pick Street Fighter 4 because that's published by Nintendo, but it's a really good port, by the way. Yeah, it's got downgraded background graphics, but if you want to play Super Street Fighter 4 on the go, it's your only choice, and it still plays decently. It's got all the movie cutscenes and everything like that included in. You've got the character DLC costumes. But yeah, anyway, this is Dead or Alive Dimensions. Now compared to the name of it, this is actually not what you'd think. This is actually Dead or Alive 1 to 4 packaged into a single game. Every single character that was in Dead or Alive 1 to 4 is in this game and playable. Well, apart from the Halo character. That one's conveniently been removed. But yeah, it has an arcade mode has no ending, but there's a story mode in it which has all the which basically goes for the plot Dead or Alive 1 to 4. Including lots of cutscenes and all that. So, surprisingly decent graphics, and it's probably the best 3D fighting game on the system. It's pretty early on this game in the system as well. This one should be a fairly cheap one as well to get hold of. If there's one thing I will complain about this game, and well, it's not affect the gameplay, is the character costumes. To get the character costumes, you have to have a special Street Pass mode unlocked, and a few years ago they just shut the Street Pass thing down, so it no longer gives costumes out, and that was the only way to get them. So if you want all the unlockable costumes in this game, yeah, you won't better get them. Stupid design really, but that's how they made the thing. But next is the only wrestling game on the 3DS, WWE All Stars. And I'm not very good at this game, to be honest, but there's a lot of content in this game by the looks of it. Then you've got like animated cutscenes, you've got story modes, there's lots of unlockable characters, you can create your own wrestlers in the game. There's well over 30 different wrestlers you can play as in the game, and plenty of unlockable ones. If you recommend you do play this game, I recommend you go into the options and turn all like the intros off so you get from the game, get into the game quicker. I'm actually pretty bad at this game, but it seems like there's fairly quite a lot of content in this game. I was told actually that all the content of this game is in this version. When it was on like the 360 and PS3, some of it was DLC, but all of it has been included in this. Unfortunately, you're going to unlock some of it by playing it. But yeah, look, we've got lots of wrestlers there. We've got John Cena, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, lots of wrestlers. And yep, you can even make your own. So if you don't want to play as any of them, you can play as your own wrestler, which is good. I suck at it, but yeah, if it seems like a decent enough game. Right, this one I definitely play quite a bit of. Yeah, it's got the most stupidest cover. Yeah, the cover's a bit. And that's Senran Kagura Deep Crimson 2. This is a sequel to Senran Kagura Deep. I can't remember what it's called. The first one, whatever. Now this one adds a bit of... Now the screenshots on the back don't really show much of it. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. I mean, you can't really tell it. There's lots of like dialogue cutscenes and customise your own characters with like different outfits. And yeah, the plot of this one is you're a ninja and you have to fight a bunch of demon monsters, other ninjas and demons. That's me. It's got the best content of all of them. There's lots of customization in it. I suppose some people would not like this game, but mind you, it's not a game that everyone would want. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, there's lots of like fan service, like naked people, almost naked like stuff in this game. If that sort of stuff bothers you. I don't know if you'd like this game. If you can get around that though, it's a good fun beat 'em up game. Even has online play. I never tried it, but this one has tag matches, and I just think this one's actually better than the Vita games in the same series, despite them being a much powerful system, because there's more variety in enemy types in this. You don't really get to fight demons and stuff in those ones. Plot's pretty ridiculous as well, to be honest, but this series is known for having an incredibly silly plot, really, and really takes itself too seriously at times for how absolutely ridiculous it gets. One thing I will say, this game might be a pain to find though, a used copy of in a store, because I don't believe it was actually sold in shops. Yes, I know this is a legit copy, but I'm sure it was only sold online. Obviously I didn't get my copy online, but so that might be hard to find this one. I don't know why they did that, because the sequel was released on everything in stores, but this one they made a pain to find. Weird, I know, but oh. Next, this one should be no, let me really explain this one. Sonic Generations. Yep, it's a Sonic game. It was the last 2D Sonic game on the 3DS actually. All the rest like one more pure 3D. Seems quite a lot of features as well. I mean, there's like a mini challenge mode in this where you have mini levels. And there's over 100 to unlock. Although to unlock them, you have to use your Nintendo 3DS Play coins, which is kind of a pain. There's only way to do it, by the way, as well. Well, it's not the only way. If you have a street pass or a walk past people, you could pick up one for a person. That's how I got all mine done. But of course, they had to put some gimmick in with a street pass or something, didn't they? Because every game seemed to do that. Because that's just what they do. Well, yeah. It's also got entirely different levels than the 360, the console versions and the PC version. I mean, you've got like, yeah, it starts with Green Hill Zone like the other one, but you've got lots of new levels in this one. Like, I get to fight the final boss from Sonic 3 in this one. and there's one of those based off of the Sonic Advance stages. There's a Mushroom Hill Zone stage. Yeah, entirely different level. Yeah, you can see it's Casino Night Zone, which is so yeah. There's different levels in this one than the console version, so it's not a direct port of the console version either. And it's a decent enough Sonic game as that. Final boss is a bit better in this as well, to be honest. Right, probably the most. It's probably one of the most recent games on this list. Yeah, I'm sure most people know what this is already. Yep, Shovel Knight. Yeah, Shovel Knight, a great game, this one. If you love platform games, you've got to play this one. This one's just great. Yeah, it actually does come with a DLC, and yeah, and why that stickers upside down, but I mean, another plus point about this one is once you complete it, you get an entirely new mod in the game. You get to play as what is it? You get to play as that guy called the Plague Knight. It was entirely different mechanics, and the game's getting free DLC updates, which lets you play 2 or 3 other DLC updates, not let you play 3 extra characters. They're not being developed yet, but there's a lot of content even of just the regular Shovel Knight himself, but yeah, it's even more of a bang. You see all the 3 characters. It's like playing four different versions of the game with different mechanics. And the developers put some effort in here, and it's a great game. This one, I'd highly recommend this one for anyone. It's not that expensive either. Right, now we're on to a kind of puzzle game, and it's Boulder Dash XL 3D. Now, this is obviously available on other systems. I actually have this on Xbox 360 and you get it on PC. Screenshots are a bit crappy, but if you've never played this game, it's Boulder Dash. I mean, you play as in this one you play as a robot, and you have to dig through ground to collect all these gems without getting trapped. And you have to be careful because the gems can actually kill you. So you have to watch out for boulders and enemies to crush you and all that. Very tough game series, lots of content though, and as you can see, yeah, this game is really cheap if you can find a copy of it as well. That's why it's on this list. Right, so next, this is going to be one of the stranger choices, and that's SpongeBob SquigglePants. There's loads of SpongeBob games. What's so special about this one? Well, this one's it's a pretty easy game. I mean, this is definitely one of these games that you best play in a few minutes a few minutes a day or something. It's not something you can spend hours upon hours playing every day. This one, but this is the only game on the 3DS on this list that actually uses the gyro sensor in it for the gameplay. Yeah, but this is WarioWare clone. But it was actually developed by WayForward, who made games like Contra 4 and Shantae, so they usually make good 2D games. And while this game's pretty easy, it's not that difficult. It does have some humour to it, and it visually looks fine for what it does. It's a fun WarioWare clone, and unfortunately it's the closest you've got to WarioWare on the 3DS, because they never actually released WarioWare on the 3DS, because I don't know why Nintendo never did. Weird, I know, but I was interested enough. Nothing thought about this game might be spoiled to people. You don't actually play SpongeBob in the game. No, the cutscenes are actually Patchy the Pirate. You know, the SpongeBob's big fan, the pirate guy, who conveniently seems to look like the voice actor who actually plays SpongeBob. Oh wait, that's Popcorn is the same guy. Right. Now this is an odd one. I mean, Dream Trigger 3D. I mean, you've never heard of this one, but it's a bit like Geometry Wars kind of game. This one, and a bit like Rez. It's one of these oddball ones where you just shoot a bunch of really trippy targets and stuff. It's a big instruction book. It's quite a good game, but I actually got stuck in it. But there you go. This is another one of these games that's really cheap. I don't know why, but it is. It's fairly decent though. you want like a twin stick shooter for the 3DS, well, there ain't that much choice, so this is one of the only ones you've got, pretty much, I'm afraid. It's decent enough though for the price you get it for. There's another game you get dirt cheap, that's definitely worth it. Bit Trip Saga. You also get this on the Wii, but you got to see this one, you got some good rewards. So yeah, but this game has six. This one has, well, there's 6 games. It's 6 complete, yeah, 80 levels, 50, 20 towers. This game has 6 games on it. You can see they're all identical copies of each other either. You got Bit Trip B, Bit Trip Car, Bit Trip 5, Bit Trip Runner, Bit Trip Fate, Bit Trip Flux. So you've got 6 different complete games on this one. Not pretty tough and fun to play. They're very simple graphics, but this is a good game collection, this one. It's also another one of them games that's really cheap. It's 6 games of it as well, so yeah. And the final one, and I'll pick a game actually it's a little bit like WarioWare, a cooking game. Because, yeah, and that's Order Up. I don't know, this is also available on other systems, but this version has, I think, some extra content than the original version that was on the Wii. Now, the screenshots might not show much here, but it's kind of hard to explain what this game's about, but it's... Well, it plays like Cooking Mama, so there's lots of mini games of cooking and stuff like flipping burgers, and you're constantly doing multiple things at once, so it's kind of games like Cake Mania and all that, but it's got some like management parts in it because you have to like keep purchasing new equipment to get better. But the actual cooking in this isn't like some of them games where you just like wait, you have to actually do it with the touch screen and just flip burgers and stuff. Surprisingly, it's a much better game than you actually think it would be. It's actually a well-made game, actually. This is only one problem I could say about it, and that's a bit of a... This could be me nitpicking, it's that there's no dialect voices in the game. It's that, yes, the people in your shop ask for certain things, and everyone dislikes different things, but so you can remember it eventually, but there's no subtitles for what they're saying, it's just voice. So if you're playing with no sound, the game will be a bit harder. I don't know if you can actually die on the game though, I mean... It's a decent enough game and it's definitely worth playing, that's for sure.